Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Steven from Shock Extreme Productions, and I have another movie review for you guys today. And this one, once again, is going to be for Brain Damage Films. We are about to wind down on the Traces of Death reviews, and I know a lot of people have been asking me, am I going to be going back to them? Did I finish them? Am I going to ever finish? Well, I'm making the video now for you, so no, that's not that good. Try to be Let's try to be a little more enthused by what you're doing. Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Steven from Shock Extreme Productions, and I have another movie review for you guys today. And this one, once again, is going to be for Brain Damage Films. We are going to be continuing doing the Traces of Death reviews. I know a lot of people have been asking me, will I ever continue with them? Well, take 3. Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Steven from Shock Extreme Productions, and I have another movie review for you guys today. And this one, once again, is going to be for Brain Damage Films, you idiot. Take 4. Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Steven from Shock Extreme Productions, and I have another movie review for you guys today. And this one, once again, is going to be for Brain Damage Films. Yes, that's right, we are going to be continuing doing the Traces of Death reviews, even though I only have 2 left. But anyways, a lot of you guys have been asking, will I continue with them, or did I just stop? Well, I'm making the video now for you, so I guess I'm going to be continuing them. But just in the past, I've been, doing a lot of stuff, and some things that were actually pretty stressful, and it wasn't the right time to be watching movies like these. And whenever I do these reviews, I want to make sure I actually sit down and watch every bit I can without getting too sick in the head from watching them. But I take notes in my mind to see what is what's disturbing about it, stuff like that, instead of being generic about it and saying, yeah, one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen, everything's real, yada yada yada. I want to give you guys at least a decent review on these, which I think I've been doing a not too shabby job of. But anyway, we are going to be doing Traces of Death Part 4, Resurrection today. And as you can see, I'm going hardcore because I'm wearing my Traces of Death 4 t-shirt. And on the back, it's pretty much like a concert shirt. It has all the bands that have played on this, which we'll get to later. This is one of my favorite things about Traces of Death Part 4. But I'll give you a little rundown on the back here. Enter again into the wretched world of mayhem and death. If you think you have witnessed our planet's most vile atrocities, think again. Take a front row seat to mangled street thugs, puke-inducing amputations, and blood-soaked car accidents. Yep, it has more of those. So grab your barf bags, because the first true shockumentary, like it says on every one of these Traces of Death films, is back from the dead. Now, like usual, the plot of this, there is no plot. I mean, it's just death scene after death scene after death scene with, your car accidents, your traffic collisions, your surgeries, stuff like that. And then you also see pictures of, aftermaths of, people killing themselves or car accidents, dead people, stuff like that. So it's basically everything revolved around death in this. I could tell you one thing in this that sticks out. There are a lot more kind of like rituals, sacrifices, and torture scenes than any of the previous films. There was one scene, it's pretty early in the movie, that that actually stuck with me through a while. I believe it was some religious ritual where these people basically stuck swords into this one guy's chest, like through each pretty much breast. They stuck swords through him, and they also stuck a sword through his stomach, which was really weird. I have no idea what that was all about, but stuff like that. There was one scene which got me thinking this is going to be like Traces of Death 3 again, when they introduced the scene from the El Salvador Death Squad. And they brought it up, and I'm just like, here we go again, because that was apparently a really big thing for Traces of Death 3. Like any Traces of Death movie, you have your auto accidents, dirt bike accidents, stuff like that. There's actually one really gruesome car accident scene in this. You see the aftermath of it, where this kid, the narrator in this movie says, he was going super fast, and he ended up pinning himself against a tree. And just looking at the body of this kid, it looked absolutely horrifying. But to be honest, that's all I could really think of at the top of my head for this one. But anyway, let's go into some of the other things. The music in this one. Now, the previous movie, they had music provided to them by Relapse Records. Well, in this one, they had music provided to them by Nuclear Blast Records. Now, Nuclear Blast is an absolutely fantastic company. I know they put out a lot of bands that are in, like Europe, countries like that. They put them out in the United States. I know they do, at least they did work with Cradle of Filth. So, the music they provide is absolutely fantastic. I love besides the first movie with the synth music, Traces of Death 4 definitely has one of the best soundtracks. Some of the bands on here are Dreadful Shadows, Sinister, Umbra et Lamago, Monstrosity, Meshuggah, Satanic Industries Limited, Gorefest, Slapdash, Brutality, Core, Dissection, End of Green, Lacrimosa, N17, 187 Crew, Sanctions, Hypocrisy, Theroin, and Dismember. And they actually have the actual soundtrack on CD. Now, that's one thing a lot of you guys have been asking me, if I could provide any of the tracks and the bands for these the soundtracks. Well, they're actually online. I know if you look on like probably Wikipedia, or they definitely have the images of the albums on like Google or stuff like that, so you can look at them there. But maybe, I'm not promising anything because it's going to be crazy if I go back into Traces of Death after all this. Maybe I'll do a review on the soundtracks, since a lot of you guys apparently are really big fans of these and really like these reviews. So maybe one day in the future we'll get to the soundtracks. But as far as I know, there are only 2 soundtracks for Traces of Death 3 and Traces of Death 4. So if I get my hands on my voice cracked. If I get my hands on those eventually, then maybe I'll do that. But anyway, like every Traces of Death DVD, they also have the special features on here. This one has the full screen presentation, bonus footage, which to be honest, I don't remember the bonus footage on this one. It's kind of the same, it's kind of the same on as the rest of the movie. You get the scene selections, and you also get the interview with Darren Ramage, also known as Brain Damage. Now, to be honest, this these interviews on this DVD and the first DVD, compared, this is probably the best version of interviews out of the whole series of films. This gives you so much information for future projects, everything about future Brain Damage films, which is kind of stuck in the past now because this was put out in 2002 and it's now 2014, so yeah, kind of stuck in the past, but the future of Brain Damage films, because Brain Damage was just starting at this point. They just made their move from Dead Alive Productions and now starting Brain Damage films, so they were working on movies like Hell's Highway, Toe Tags, stuff like that. But they give you information on if there will ever be a best of Traces of Death 6, or, excuse me, will there be a best of Traces of Death and a potential for Traces of Death 6, which we'll get into eventually. And then they kind of get into, what happened to Dead Alive, what's the future like for Brain Damage films, any upcoming projects, stuff like that. So the interviews on this DVD are definitely the best. But that's all I could really say about Traces of Death 4. Like always, I never give these movies a rating just because it's a death film and I feel I really can't give it a rating. But I would say this is pretty much in the same groove as Traces of Death 2, 3, and 4. Kind of more similar to Traces of Death 3 with the music, but overall the music in this one is absolutely kick ass. As far as the DVDs went way back in price, about $200 now for the box set. You could buy it used for about $80, I'm pretty sure, but totally honest with you, absolutely do not spend $200 for this box set. Buy the VHS if you have to, but that's all I can really say about that. Alright guys, hope you all enjoyed. I'll be doing Traces of Death 5, hopefully very soon before things change for quite a long time, and then I'll get to Traces of Death 6 probably as soon as I can and as soon as I can get enough knowledge for that. But I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. If you like these videos, definitely subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you guys do, I don't know. Once again, my name is Steven from Shock Extreme Productions, and until next time, see y'all later.